Rồi trước khi các em coi sư bà, dạ thưa là con nhờ sư cô nhóm 2, nhóm 3, nhóm 4 các em mà viết bài, xin là cho các em ra phía sau trai đường này gặp cô Hai Đường. Và hồi sáng có một em ở group 5 mới đưa bài cho sư cô, đó cũng đi ra sau ở trai đường giùm cho sư cô, để cho cô Hải Đường tập cho các em đọc bài. Con hay gì với con nữa sao? Con gọi chưa?
Are we ready? Still, if you were talking, which means you don't pay attention. Group 7, Group 8. Right, thank you.
Stories about influential female figures in Buddhism are few and far between, but the story of Su Ba Damlo is one that stands out like a shining jewel in the Buddhist community. She made a tremendous difference, but in the United States, Vietnam, and all around the world. Her lasting impact has inspired monastics and lay people alike. Her gentle compassion and engagement in the community, a true testament to the Buddha's teachings. Born on August 4th, 1932, in northern Vietnam, Su Ba moved into Buddha Temple at only 2.5 years old because she would cry whenever her parents tried to bring her home. Her teacher, Sư Cô Đam Song, believed that education was very important in Buddhism. This belief was unprecedented during a time where the woman's role in society was limited to being a housewife and mother. This education would later play an important role in Su Ba's own practice. Su Ba was ordained as a novice nun at 16 years old, traveling to nearby temples for her Buddhist education. At 19 years old, 1 year before the customary age requirement, she was ordained as a nun, or Theikoni, due to her rapid growth and knowledge as a Buddhist student. Along with her teacher, Su Ba witnessed the founding of the first Buddhist school for nuns in southern Vietnam. There, Buddhist scripture was taught alongside Western education, and Su Ba graduated in 1960 with her high school diploma. She went on to further her Buddhist studies, but was interrupted by political unrest, and when she protested for religious freedom, Su Ba was briefly arrested and put in jail before being later released. In 1964, Su Ba was selected to study abroad in Germany with full scholarships under the Vietnamese Unified Buddhist Church. She studied social work in West Germany for 5 years, saying, "I love children, and I wanted to have some knowledge of social work in order to help them effectively." Then, Su Ba returned to Vietnam in 1969 and was selected as president for an orphanage called Lam Tê Ni to provide for children who were displaced during the growing war. Even with the fall of Saigon in April of 1975, she secretly arranged for the children's needs at the cost of her own safety. Fiercely loyal, caring, and selfless, she looked after others at all costs, even in moments of imminent danger and threat. In 1978, Suba disguised herself as a lay woman and boarded an escape boat which led her to Malaysia. During this difficult and life-threatening trip, she witnessed the Buddhists around her struggle with their fear and anger, causing one another lots of suffering when they had to fight for basic needs like food, water, and space. No one knew she was a nun, but she vowed not to engage in these fights. Once they landed in Malaysia, Suba went against what everyone was doing and instead used her own personal money to help others. She cooked vegetarian food for them and bought them clothes. She gave hope and love for others, even though she was in the same situation as them, therefore embodying the Buddha's teachings without preaching a single word about religion. With only $20 in her possession, Suba finally came to the United States in 1980. She was sponsored by Wat Hung Thich Thanh Kak and stayed at Yak Min Temple in East Palo Alto, California for 3 months. Wat Hung then advised Suba to relocate to San Jose in order to start her own temple in 1981. She continued to help refugees who had arrived after her and used a small rental house as a humble temple. The living room served as the Buddha hall, and a modest tent in the backyard was a multi-purpose space for meals, Dharma talks, classroom studying, even a bedroom for guests. In order to make ends meet, Suba would collect glass bottles and recycled materials to redeem for money. She built the temple penny by penny, always motivating people to practice. As time went on, the Vietnamese community got more involved in the building of the temple. Many people would come to her for counseling and guidance when they were homesick or experiencing struggles in this new country. She encouraged them not to blame others, just as she had experienced in Malaysia, and listened to them deeply to alleviate their pain. Over time, Suba noticed that young children growing up in the U.S. were losing their Vietnamese cultural roots and language. They would follow American trends and speak English to parents and grandparents who didn't understand the language. Seeing this, Suba decided to open a Vietnamese language school at the temple, the first of its kind. Her school became rapidly popular, especially since she offered lunch and sometimes dinner for the students, which was a great help for parents. She wasn't afraid to adapt monastic precepts accordingly to meet modern needs out of compassion. In 1985 and 1986, Suba bought 3 lots of land, which is this current location, to meet the increasing needs of a growing community. She established the first official Vietnamese nunnery in the United States, and Duc Vien Temple became a teaching institution for nuns and monks alike. She encouraged her students to attend local community colleges and universities in order to have a Western education. Her progressive background in education and literacy paved the way for her students to become great Dharma teachers and scholars all over the world. Some of her most notable achievements were translating sutras into common Vietnamese, making it easier for practitioners to understand what they were chanting, and giving weekly Dharma talks, allowing practitioners more frequent occasions to encounter the Dharma. Although some of these changes were controversial at the time, it is thanks to Suba's ideas that other temples across the US and around the world have done the same. Later on, Suba hosted pilgrimages to important religious sites around the world, including India, China, Burma, and so on. She also went back to visit her root temple in Vietnam, honoring her roots and humble beginnings. Despite her numerous successes, Suba was down to earth, approachable, and genuine. She lived a simple life of few material possessions and was never attached to fame, formalities, or titles. She skillfully practiced around both praise and criticism. However, her compassion was not weak and passive. Instead, she was fierce and courageous in the face of adversity. Even when others accused Suba of wrongful things, she was always determined to do what was right. She loved everyone, even those who hated and threatened her, just like a bodhisattva would. Suba passed away on March 26, 1999, leaving behind a rich legacy and tremendous gifts to the Buddhist community through this beautiful practice center, her teachings, and simply her way of living. Since then, the community has continued to prosper and grow. For example, new buildings such as the dining hall and monastic residence support the community during days of mindfulness, retreats, and daily practice. At the time of Suba's passing, she had only around 10 monastic disciples, but the monastic sangha has grown to nearly 30 nuns today. The youth retreats have also grown to hundreds of attendees, and the Vietnamese language school has become a well-known institution for the Vietnamese Buddhist community. Aside from the primary location, Đức Viên Temple also has 2 additional practice centers, Đức Viên Tấn Huynh in Los Gatos, California, and Đức Viên Tấn Hải in Maui, Hawaii. These tranquil and scenic locations serve as ideal places for self-cultivation and practice for youth, adults, and monastics. The nuns of Đức Viên Temple have kept Suba's spirit alive in every Dharma project in the last couple decades. Her students are a true continuation of her teachings through their unwavering practice and determined service to the community. Though Suba was always at service to others, upholding monastic precepts and living with the biggest heart of compassion, Suba never expected anything in return. On her Memorial Day, we express our gratitude to Suba, our ancestral teacher, and aspire to practice in such a way so as to be a worthy continuation of her legacy, to give her the gift of our practice in gratitude for all that she has done for us.
Rồi, thank you con. Rồi sư cô mời chị Từ Học. Từ Học. Rồi sư cô mời chị Từ Học nha. Chị đứng lên. Chị say hi với các em một chút đi. Từ Học lên đây. Ok, rồi thôi. Ok. Rồi chị Từ Học mình say hi với các em một chút cho sư cô nghe chữ nè. Hello, good morning, chị. Do you see the sound familiar? Oh my. The sound familiar, the one who make the film. She's the one make the film about the Suba. Give her a pot of applause, con. Chị về. Oh. So she write down the whole script and then put everything with her wholeheartedly, sincerely, with a very attitude, and then a humble, very good thought about it, and then want to share how she got the move from the Suba. So she wants to share with us. So please pay attention. So now she will ask you the question how you learn from the film. Okay, my God.
Dear friends, so dear friends, this morning we just had the opportunity to watch the video about Suba's life. I created this video as requested by the monastics here because Suba is a very important person in our tradition, right? Without Suba, we would not have the opportunity to sit here where we are today and to learn the teachings of the Buddha from her students, from Sutai. As you saw, Sutai was a very special person. She did many new things and many things that had never been done before. To me especially, I think Suba is so special because to me, Suba is so special because it's not all the time that you hear stories of women in Buddhism who have made such a big difference. Especially, you might have noticed that Suba created the first ever nunnery, which means a temple specifically for nuns here in the United States. Also, at the time in Vietnam, it was very common for young friends to stay at home, especially if they were women, and take care of the house, take care of the family, their children. But instead, Suba knew the importance of education. Suba knew how important it was to go to school and to learn. And so she carried those values with her when she came to the United States, starting with opening the school here, the Vietnamese school for youth, and then also encouraging Wisuko, Wisutai to open retreats such as the one that we have right now. So even though Suba is not here with us in person, in the physical form, but we know that her teachings, her spirit lives on with us through each and every one of us because we are carrying out her wish. Okay, so now that we have some time, it's a wonderful opportunity to ask you all some questions to see what you've learned about Suba and also how it makes you feel. So I'm going to ask some questions. And anyone can raise their hand, okay? But I want to see you raise your hand nice and tall so that I can see you even from all the way in the back. Alrighty? We already have one hand back there. I love how excited we are. Okay, so dear friends, from the video that we watched, can someone please tell me how old was Suba when she became a nun? There's so many hands. Okay, how about we go all the way in the back, please, in the red jacket in the back. Mm-hmm. Yes, so can we give our friend a round of applause? Thank you, brother. And what is your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. So at that time, and even till now, the tradition, the rule is that you ordain as a monastic, which means a monk or a nun, at 20 years old. And this is after several years of practicing consistently as a novice in the temple. But Suba was so advanced for her age, and she did so well with the teachings that her teachers allowed her to ordain at just 19 years old. However, even before that, at just 3 years old, Suba was already going to the temple very consistently. And whenever she wanted to go home, what happened? She cried. Exactly. So that shows you just how much she loved the temple. That shows you how much she felt safe. She felt like it was home for her. Can someone tell me what is the three things that we follow, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, what is that called? The three jewels. The three jewels is a place of refuge, something that we take refuge in. The word refuge is like a safe place, something that we feel protected by. And so you can see that Suba felt very protected by the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, which is why she always wanted to stay at the temple. She didn't want to go home. So now all of you all have the chance as well to be at the temple. Maybe not all the time like Suba did, but for example, during this retreat now or on Sundays, you all have the opportunity to come home to the temple and also take refuge. Okay, our next question is, we're going to fast forward a little bit and talk about when Suba was a little bit older. Where did she go to study? Yes, right here. Yes, and your name is? Sorry? Our friend Diani says Germany. Does everyone think Germany? Can you give me a thumbs up? Good, awesome. Can you give our sister a round of applause? Thank you, Sister Diani. Yes, Suba went to Germany to study. And does someone remember what she studied in Germany? Someone here? Yes.
Social workings.
Yes. And your name is?
Ethan.
Our friend Ethan here says social work. So Suba studied social work because she wanted to help people. She wanted to serve people, right? And like she said, the way that she can serve people better is by understanding, is by really studying what people need, understanding their suffering, and when she knows this better, she is able to help them even more. So can you give me an example of maybe how we go here help you, just like Suba helped the youth back then? Maybe one of our older friends? Anyone here?
I'm Hillary, and one thing that Sute and Suko like helped me is that like they showed me how to like help out with them, and after that I started to like help them back, because when they helped me, I give them something in return.
Thank you, Hillary. Can everyone give Hillary a round of applause? Thank you, Sister Hillary. So, again, this shows you how Suba was very, very kind. She always thought about other people, and she wanted to help, especially our young friends. She loved children very much. And then after that, she was also the director of an orphanage in Vietnam. So, for most of her life, for almost her entire life, she thought about the next generation, which is you all, right? If you point to yourself, you put your hand on your heart, you can feel the love of Suba. You can feel that even now, 25 years after her passing, she is still thinking about every single youth by making sure that we Suko here are continuing to teach the next generation so that we don't forget about Buddhism and we can practice it, right? Okay, we'll do a couple more questions. So after her time in Germany, and then there was some difficulty. There was a difficult time, a very difficult time. This was during the time of war, and there was a lot of danger in Vietnam. And so Suba had to leave the country. Does someone remember where she left to, where she went? Yes. Yes, and your name is? Wendy? Sister Wendy says Malaysia. Does everyone think that's correct? Thumbs up. Perfect, yes. So she went to a refugee camp in Malaysia, and during that time in Malaysia, people struggled a lot. It was difficult to have food and water and space, and so when there's a lot of suffering, naturally there is a lot of anger and there's some fighting. People just wanted to survive, right? But instead, what did Suba do during that time? She did a few things, but let's see if you can name just one, and then we can add more on. Okay. We have 3 friends in the back. So each of you, if each of you can share one thing, then, and please share your name as well.
Suba used her own money to help others. She told everybody not to blame themselves. My name is Makila, and she brought clothes and food and water for them.
Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Exactly, there, she's right. So what Suba did was she used her own money. Instead of keeping it for herself, she used this money so that she could buy clothes for other people. She cooked vegetarian food for them because we know that eating vegetarian food helps us be more compassionate, right? So Suba did this during a very, very difficult time when she could have kept that money for herself. She could have used her time for something else. So how can we practice to be like Suba? How can we practice to have the same generosity, the same compassion for other people? We have some hands in the back. Would you like to share, brother? Yes, what is your name?
Me? Ike?
So dear friends, the question is, how can we help other people just like Suba helped the people around her in Malaysia?
Be respectful.
Be respectful. Thank you. And then we have one more hand next to you, next to Suko Jungyu. Yes. What is your name, brother?
Liam, what's your name? What's your name? Dạ thưa.
Liam.
Dạ thưa. Dạ thưa.
Dạ.
Dạ thưa Liam.
Dạ thưa Liam.
Dạ thưa Liam, em tên Liam và em làm gì để giúp mọi người?
Recite Buddha name. Recite Buddha name. Niệm Phật. Niệm Phật.
Bố Di Phật.
Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam.
Nam mô A Di Đà Phật.
Off script. Okay, thank you so much, brothers.
Me?
So, still holding the microphone.
Huh?
Still holding the microphone.
Me?
Yes, go ahead.
The question is, when did Suba build the temple?
Suba built the temple.
When did Suba build the temple?
Yes, exactly. Perfect. You lead me right to my next question. You did a perfect job. So, Suba was very generous to others. Shh. Dear friends, can I have your attention up here, please? Eyes up here. Thank you. Suba was very generous. So whatever that looks like to you, however you might practice that, remember that spirit of generosity and think about how you can practice that today, tomorrow, or after this retreat. So our dear brother here was leading me to my next question. In order for Suba to build this beautiful temple, what did she do to raise money? This is a very special question. How about our brother right here? You, yes, bottles. What else other than that? The brother behind you. Yeah, go ahead. repeat your name, please, and your answer?
My name is Jennifer, and she makes water bottles and
That's okay. That's a good answer. And then can you pass the microphone behind you?
she would go to recycle a lot of things like water bottles to use that money to buy land.
Awesome. Can we give a round of applause to our two brothers? So, how many, brothers and sisters, how many of you drank some water this morning? Okay. How many of you have drank soda lately? No. Okay, no, never mind. So, imagine every time that you drink a water bottle or a soda can or used a piece of cardboard, you saved all of this up. This is what our grandparents, maybe our great-grandparents did back then to support Đức Viên Temple. So even the small little thing, by collecting it all together, they were able to raise money slowly over time. And thanks to collecting all of those recycled materials and money, that's how they were able to buy a piece of land and build a temple from scratch. So not only does this show how patient Suba was, can you imagine how long it took to collect very small little pieces of cardboard or bottles, but also how every little part counts, right? So during this retreat, you may feel like you are just one person, but actually you are surrounded by a whole community. We are all here together. And when we are together as a community, we are much stronger, right? Just like how one bottle or one can might not feel like much, it's like just trash, you can just throw it away. But really, when it's all collected together, it can make a very big difference. So I hope that by watching the video and listening to the thoughts that our brothers and sisters have shared, you feel like you are closer to Suba and the legacy, the story of Chùa Đức Viên, in order for us to have gratitude and appreciation for all of the hard work that has gone into building this temple. And you can remember that, especially later on, as we express our gratitude to quý sư thầy, quý sư cô. So please today, when you get the chance, when you pass by them, please join your palms and bow deeply and say thank you. Alrighty? Thank you so much.
Mời sư Trung Nghị. Mời sư Trung Nghị tiếp tục chương trình. Sư Trung An, như Trung Nghị có chương trình kế tiếp. Đưa microphone cho sư Trung Nghị. Giờ sư Trung Nghị nói tiếng Việt được, các em hiểu được tiếng Việt.
Rồi, sư cô nhà có con quay về hướng bên bức tường này.
Sư Trung An, các em cần nghe tiếng Việt xen lẫn với tiếng Anh, chỉ khi nào khó lắm mình mới nói tiếng Anh. Thầy muốn sư Trung Nghị nói tiếng Việt cho các em. Tới cái đoạn nào mà các em không hiểu thì mới nói tiếng Việt, tiếng Anh. Trên bàn, trên tường đã có tiếng Anh trên đó rồi. Sư Trung Nghị phụ trách, not sư Trung An.
Rồi, sư cô nhà các con yên lặng nha. Tụi con nhìn trên bức tường của mình thấy có không? Là được hai màu nha. Màu xanh đậm là một câu, màu xanh thứ bên kia là một câu, hai câu. Cho nên tụi con đọc cái câu màu xanh đậm này trước giùm sư cô nha. Rồi sau đó mình đọc 3 lần.
Các con đọc câu tiếng Việt đó, phải không?
Dạ không thầy, tao tiếng Anh.
Tiếng Anh hả?
Dạ.
Tức là cái đám mây đầu tiên
Dạ,
hay sao?
dạ.
À, tức là sư cô đang nói những cái đám mây, cái hình đám mây đó con, bên tay trái cái hình ngay trên Đức Phật với cây thông đó, đúng không? Phải không sư Trung Nghị?
Dạ, dạ.
Rồi tụi con đọc cho, tụi con cùng đọc đi, thấy không? 2, 3.
Rồi các con đọc hết 2 câu rồi, thôi mình đọc 1 câu thôi. Mình dừng ngay cái chỗ đám mây thứ 4, mình dừng lại nha. Tụi con biết đám mây thứ 4 không? 1, 2, 3 tới 4. Rồi 2, 3. Ai? Rồi đọc lại 2, 3. Ai? Rồi tụi con nhìn đọc một lần nữa, em nào thuộc nha. 2, 3. Rồi ai nhìn sư cô nào không nhìn chữ mà đọc giùm.
2, 3.
Nhìn sư cô. Wow, con lên đây đọc cho sư cô nghe đi. Nha, nhìn sư bạn nha.
I vow to develop my compassion to protect the life of people and animals.
Wow, cho bạn tràng vỗ tay nè. Tiếp ai? Con lên đây.
I vow to develop my compassion in order to protect the lives of people and animals.
Rồi, sư cô hỏi tiếp. Sư cô hỏi tiếp nha. Cái câu này có liên hệ với bức tranh thứ nhất hay là bức tranh thứ hai, bức tranh thứ ba? Em nào trả lời giùm. Con ngồi lên đây. Rồi trả lời giùm sư cô, cái bài này nó sẽ liên hệ với bức tranh thứ nhất và bức tranh thứ hai, bức tranh thứ ba nha.
Dạ, bức tranh thứ nhất.
Tại sao?
Tại vì có một bạn nhỏ cứu động vật.
À, tại vì có một bạn nhỏ cứu động vật. Rồi cho ông trời.
Rồi câu kế tiếp được rồi.
Rồi tụi con đọc câu kế tiếp nha.
Đọc chung con.
Đọc
2,
chung,
3. Ủa sao nó đọc lại 2, 3.
To develop my understanding in order to love, live peacefully with people and animals.
Rồi một lần nữa, one more.
I vow to develop my understanding in order to love, live peacefully with people and animals.
Lần nữa, one more.
I vow to develop my understanding in order to love and live peacefully with people and animals.
Rồi nhìn sư cô nè, không nhìn trên tường nữa, nhìn sư cô. 2, 3.
I vow to develop my understanding in order to love, live peacefully with people and animals.
Rồi mời con đứng dậy đọc cho sư bạn nghe nha. Nhìn xuống bạn nha.
I vow to develop my understanding in order to love and live peacefully with people and animals.
Ai tiếp ai? Con, ai đọc nữa? Con, rồi mời.
Trả lời được Hòa con ơi.
I vow to develop my understanding in order to love, live peacefully with people and animals.
Tiếp ai? Rồi, phải con không? Rồi. Em đã rồi hả?
Rồi bây giờ đọc chung đi, đọc chung 2 câu, sau đó mình sẽ hát theo cái điệu nhạc bài hát đó.
Dạ.
Rồi, 2, 3.
I vow to develop my compassion in order to protect the lives of people and animals. I vow to develop my understanding in order to love, live peacefully with people and animals.
Bây giờ anh Steven sẽ đọc giùm thầy vài chữ thôi, rồi tụi con tiếp tục cho nó đủ 1 câu nha.
I vow in order to protect. I vow to develop in order to love, live people and animals.
Rồi bây giờ mời chị Tâm Lành đứng lên. Chị Tâm Lành, Tâm Thiện, Ái Vi, Thí Vi, Thúy Ái gì đó. Tụi con cùng hát với mấy chị.
Dạ con dùng mic này được sư thầy.
Tâm Thiện đâu con? À, còn Thí Vi, Thúy Ái có không? À, phải Thí Vi, Thúy Ái không?
Thí Vi, Thi Ân ạ, thưa thầy.
Tụi con mà không hát, đưa sư thầy hát là kể như mọi người nằm ngủ hết luôn. I vow to develop.
A Di Đà Phật.
A Di Đà Phật. Okay. Do you guys remember this song that Cô Hai Đường used to teach us with those lyrics? Kind of. I'll sing it once and hopefully it'll make you guys remember, okay? It's a little different. There's some added parts to it, but it goes, I vow to develop my compassion in order to live in order to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Do you guys remember at all? Okay, so we'll review it, okay? So the lyrics to the song are a little different than the words on the clouds. So I'll go over the lyrics again for you, okay? So can you guys repeat after me? I vow to develop my compassion.
I vow to develop my compassion.
In order to protect.
In order to protect.
The lives of people.
The lives of people.
Animals.
Animals.
Plants.
Plants.
And minerals.
And minerals.
Okay, one more time. I vow to develop.
I vow to develop
my compassion.
My compassion.
In order to protect.
In order to protect.
The lives of people.
The lives of people.
Animals.
Animals.
Plants.
Plants.
And minerals.
And minerals.
Okay, so now can you guys say it on your own? Okay, so I'll say one part and you guys continue, okay? I vow to develop. Oh, you guys say my compassion. So I say I vow to develop my compassion, and it will go back and forth like that, okay? So I vow to develop
my compassion
in order to
protect lives
of people,
animals,
plants,
and minerals.
Okay, one more time. I vow to develop
my compassion
in order to
protect the lives
of people,
animals,
plants,
and minerals.
Okay, does everyone get it? I know you guys have it in your brain. You guys are just a little tired. So let's sing it now, okay? So sing along with me. It's not too hard, and you can look up there if you need help, okay? 1, 2, 3. I vow to develop my compassion in order to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, not bad. That's good, guys. So now I just need a little bit louder, okay? Especially the older group over here. I know you guys can be really loud, okay? Okay, one more time, and we'll move on to the second paragraph, okay? 3, 2, 1. I vow to develop my compassion in order to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Yes? Okay, later we can add the little hand movements, but we'll go on to the next paragraph, okay? So I'll read it out for you, and then we can do the repeating thing again. I vow to develop my understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. So the singing one doesn't have the word love in it. It's just live peacefully. So repeat after me, please. I vow to develop
I vow to develop
my understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, one more time. I vow to develop my understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, do you guys got it? Okay, so let's go over the little hand movements too. So what do you do for people? Does anyone know? People? Animals is like the chicken. Animals. Plants, you go up like this. Plants. And minerals is like this. So people, animals, plants, and minerals. So when we get to that part, I need to see everybody's hands moving, okay? So let's read the second paragraph. Let's read it and we'll sing it after, okay? So read it along with me, so at the same time. 1, 2, 3. I vow to develop my understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, one more time and we'll sing it, okay? I vow to develop my understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, are we ready to sing the second paragraph? Okay, even if you're not, we're going to sing it anyways, okay? 1, 2, 3. I vow to develop understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, one more time the second paragraph, and we'll combine the first and the second paragraph, and I need you guys to be extra loud, okay? So let's do the second paragraph. 1, 2, 3. I vow to develop understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, now we're gonna combine the two, okay? And I need to hear people over here. You guys are so quiet. And if I could hear the little kids a little bit louder, that would be nice too, okay? So we're gonna combine the two paragraphs. 1, 2, 3. I vow to develop my compassion in order to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. I vow to develop understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Cảm ơn mấy chị hát vừa hay mà vừa dạy các em khéo nữa. Cho một tràng pháo tay cho các chị giùm sư thầy. Chúng ta sẽ đi lên chánh điện và làm lễ mãn khóa. Cái lễ này rất là quan trọng, là cái lễ chúng ta cảm ơn Đức Phật, các vị Bồ Tát, Sư Bà, các vị chư thiên đã giúp cho mình có cái khóa tu 4 ngày, không có ai bị bệnh, không có một cái tai nạn gì, và rất là vui, rất là nhiều cái lợi ích. Và cảm ơn quý sư thầy, quý sư cô cũng như các bác. Cho nên thầy muốn nhấn mạnh các anh chị đang ngồi đằng sau lưng bàn Phật là sẽ phải tất cả những chị như chị Thanh, phụ nhà bếp gì đó, tất cả đều mặc áo tràng đi lên chánh điện và theo trong cái nhóm của các con đàng hoàng để chúng ta lên, chúng ta làm lễ thật là lợi ích và bày tỏ tấm lòng biết ơn của chúng ta. Và thầy thấy trời không có còn lạnh, cho nên tất cả các con thay những cái áo lạnh mà con đang mặc đó, mình mặc cái áo tràng thôi, bên trong thầy có mở hít rất là ấm. Cho nên bây giờ các con trước khi đứng lên là thay những cái áo lạnh của con ra. Tại mình mặc cái áo tràng mà cái mũ của con á, khi lại xuống nó cứ quật lên quật xuống, nhìn nó không có tốt. Anh Hoàng nói tiếng Anh lại, thầy Thiện Bửu nói giùm sư Phước. Đưa cái máy cho thầy Thiện Bửu nói giùm sư Phước. Tất cả cởi cái áo lạnh mà có cái phủ cái đầu mình đó, mặc áo tràng cho trang nghiêm, đi lên chánh điện làm lễ.